So welcome to part 4 in our series, Doing It Up in Türkiye, and we finally got our bedroom finished. So if you've been watching the series from the beginning, you'll know that we originally bought this apartment next door to our own apartment in Fethiye in Türkiye, and we've been trying to renovate it. So let's have a quick recap on where we've got to so far. We took off part of the roof and opened it up into a large terrace. Fitted a sliding door, lowered the ceiling and plasterboarded the whole room. Stud walled and insulated the bathroom, knocked through the wall and joined the two apartments together, plastered and painted the room, and tiled the bathroom. Since we put the last film out, part 3 of Doing It Up in Türkiye, we've done some travelling to Cappadocia and to Konya here in Turkey, and you can see those films on our channel. So how have we progressed since the last part 3? Let's have a look. So finally, before the fayansçı, that's the guy who does the tiling, puts the floor tiles down, I'm putting an underfloor heating system in, which I actually bought from the UK. I got it for 150 quid. Off eBay, and that comes with a Wi-Fi digital timer as well, and then the bathroom can be finished off, hopefully. So we got all the tiles done, which are lovely, but we do have one little problem we've come across, and that is the valve operating button on the shower unit, which is under here, and we assumed that this edge was the edge where the tile needs to come, but it's not, and now it's too far in, so when you put this on, it doesn't actually reach the peg at the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut around this, and we're going to sink it in a little bit further, and that should give us that extra bit that we need for the little handle to operate. So this is an exciting time. We're filling the hole up where the staircase used to be. So that's it, we're finished. So the hole above is filled in, and this staircase is surplus to requirements, so it's got to come out. And it's times like this when I need the help of Trudie. Trude! Which bit are you going to get? That bit?
Yeah.
And I'll hold it from here. We'll just do it in stages. Whoop. Okay. 3 pieces down, 1 to go. So at the back of the room is this depot, which we've had boarded up with plasterboard completely so that it's dust free and nothing can get in here. And it's quite a big depot. It's nearly 5 meters long and nearly 2 meters wide. So we didn't know how to cover the floor because it's just concrete floor and it's quite rough. And we thought it's going to be quite expensive to tile the whole lot. So we thought, why don't we get some vinyl flooring? So we found this vinyl flooring. What they call it, Miniflow döşemesi or Miniflow yer kaplaması. And it's really good stuff and not expensive, so we've actually done out the whole place in that, and that's finishing off the job. And I'm going to actually stick this down so that no dust can come off the floor, so that's a job well done. In Türkiye, it's not common to find wall-to-wall carpeting. But we found this supplier in the back streets of Fethiye. They don't keep it in stock, but they order it and it comes from Izmir. What do you think, lovey?
Yes, I feel hopeful.
En ucuz ne kadar?
Şimdi bunlar euro fiyatı vereceğim. 27,5 euro ilerideki velvet.
27,5 euro.
Metrekare fiyatı.
Each square meter, so that's about £24 a meter, isn't it?
Okay, it's early in the morning and the carpet's coming today.
We didn't know if we could get a 4-metre length of carpet up onto the terrace 2 floors up without a crane, but we thought we'd have a go.
Yay! Chai!
I fitted carpet many times myself before, but a pro carpet fitter makes it look so easy. So as you can see, I'm going to fit this radiator here, which has 4 legs to hold it to the wall, but there's one missing out of the box. So now we've got to contact the supplier and see whether or not they send us one. So we're just ringing the company about the leg on the radiator that's missing.
Alo,
Merhabalar.
merhaba.
İngilizce biliyor musunuz?
Yok.
Tamam, Türkçe uğraşayım o zaman. Bir sipariş ettik, radyatör aldık biz.
Evet.
Sizin şirketinden. Ama krom ayaklar var ya, 4 tane olması lazım. Sadece 3 tane geldi. Pakette.
Bana WhatsApp'tan resim atabilir misiniz?
Nasıl? WhatsApp'tan
WhatsApp.
tabii
Resim.
atabilirim.
Tamam, resim atın. Sipariş numarası da yazarsanız ben oradan kontrol edip döneyim ben size.
Tamam. Kiminle görüşüyorum?
Gökhan ben.
Gökhan.
Bu buradanın şirket sahibiyim, aynen.
Bu numaradan resim göndereyim. Tamam mı?
Tamamdır.
Tamam, oldu. Hemen yaparım. Oldu.
Teşekkürler.
Bye. That's good. So he wants me to send the picture of what's missing and the number of what we bought it from. You know, so sounds positive.
We're having the internal doors fitted. Slightly different to what we actually ordered, but we've worked it out that it's obviously mixed Turkish. But I like it. So it was a good mistake to make.
I like to make sure everything's right. So as you can see, we've got the new doors in. They're a nice design actually, not quite the design we asked for, but there you go. We're happy with them. A couple of things I'd like to mention about doors. In Turkey, the doors have 2 flanges, an outside flange and an inside edge, which is because here in Turkey, the heat in the middle of the summer is so hot that the doors shrink quite a lot. And if you did it like they do in the UK with just a 3mm gap, the doors would actually be too small for the frame. And of course in the winter it gets quite damp, so then they expand. So here they have a double flange, which makes the doors fit properly any time of the year. The other thing that's interesting, which I found interesting, was this. This is the new sort of edging strip for the door, and it's got a groove inside this MDF casa, as they call it, frame. And what they do is the piece, it looks like this, the piece, they knock it into the groove and with a hammer, and it fits perfectly against the side of the wall, which I think is a great idea. You know, whereas we used to have to nail, like in the UK, we still nail the actual edging strip. So that's definitely an improvement. And following our phone conversation, only 3 days later, Sarakule Yapı İnşaat of Istanbul sent me another leg. So that's the result, isn't it? In the first programme in the series, you saw Trudie looking at some wallpapers and she was keen on having wallpaper on one wall. Well, we decided that we'd have it at the back of our bed. It is good quality paper and the rolls are big. They're 1 metre 5 centimetres wide and there's 16 metres on this roll. So we only need one roll for the whole of this wall. But the prices have gone up a bit more than we expected.
Maybe this in change, this model.
What do you think?
Is this what this one is? Is this for that one? Yes.
If you're going to buy a bed, you need to try them out, don't you, lovey? Although we'd struggled and got the carpet up without a crane, we didn't want to risk it with the beds. And it gets exciting when the vanity unit comes, which Trudie took a few days to decide on. And we decided it's got to be 85 centimetres high to the top of the sink unit. The one thing I love about buying something here in Turkey is it usually includes fitting it.
Can I open my eyes?
Yes, open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
You like it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice. This shop does lovely wood furniture, so we're going to go and have a look.
So these people actually make this furniture, and because they're carpenters, they said they'd come to our house, measure up for the worktops that we need to refurbish our cupboards. And they said they'd do it in oak or walnut, and they've given us a reasonable price. You certainly can't beat the look of natural walnut worktops and furniture. There are literally hundreds of electric shops in every town and city here in Türkiye. And they've all got a huge selection of modern switches and LED lights. And most are reasonably priced too. Borcum ne kadar olacak?
2700 liraya tanesi.
2700. That's about £130. Okay. So that's what we paid for all our switches and sockets and a few LED lights. And one final thing that finishes off this room and any room is, of course, the süpürgelik. What we call the, what is it called, Love, in English?
Skirting board.
Skirting board. I forget my English. And there's different types that you can get here. You can get this one, which is the plastic coated, which of course never needs to be painted. It's a bit more difficult to fit on the edges, but you can also get the just the MDF plain that you can paint yourself, which is a lot cheaper, of course. So I fitted the skirting boards with spray foam glue and finished it off with a bead of acrylic.
Every house needs houseplants, and this is a fantastic shop with such a display of plants. I've bought this one of many. But
Oh
this
dear.
This is a yucca, and it's £35. And they deliver for free.
So our shower screens arrived, and I've got to drill 8 holes in these. I think they're porcelain tiles, which is like as hard as glass. Now I got special drills for that, which everyone recommends. They only last about 1 hole and it's finished, you know. So I'm trying a different technique, which is to use a normal drill but on hammer drill, but you don't put any pressure on. So you get the hammer drill going first. This technique works, but unfortunately if you get it wrong, it will crack the tile. And we don't want that, do we, Lovey?
No. How many have you drilled already?
2.
I'll go and get the lunch on.
So as you can see, we managed to fit the door on the shower, and we weren't too sure about how we were going to fit it because of the angle of these. We couldn't get the actual proper seal for it. So what I did is I modified a seal and just stuck it to the wall, and it's done a good job. So Trudie's very happy. So where the shower door screen comes to, obviously the water will drip onto there, and we need something to stop it. So I've made a wooden piece like that, and another piece that's going to fit like that underneath, which will be like a threshold. And I'm going to go to the marble guy in the Sanaya, in the industrial estate, and see if he can make something up for me in black, so that we can see it, because we keep falling down that step. So when you need a piece of marble, all you need to do is come to the Sanaya, or what we call the industrial estate, and there's lots of places like this.
So it cost 600 lira, which is about £27, and that included the large seat for the shower unit. And we got a handful of walnuts for a present.
Finally, we finished the upstairs bedroom with its ensuite bathroom and lovely terrace. But let's look back on how it looked before we started and how it looks now. So what could this room be?
This is going to be our bedroom.
Is it? Oh God. So in the next episode, we'll be looking at doing up the living room and the other bathroom that's on the lower floor of this apartment. So that's our progress so far here in Türkiye.
Don't forget to like,
Subscribe.
and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what we do or where we go next.
Thanks for watching.